commemorating the day in 1861 that Alabama seceded from the Union and was joined in by up to 10 other states. Our belief is that it was their constitutional right to secede, that this was a right that had been reserved by many of them, and that it had never been delegated to the national government. It had never been prohibited by them to the states, and so, according to the 10th Amendment, it was a power that was reserved to the states respectively or to the people.
Alabama's historically seceded on January the 11th, 1861, but the date that we're having it today is very close to a historic day because on the 18th of February, President Davis took the oath of office up here at the Capitol.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton, old times and are not forgotten. Look away, Dixieland.
We were a republic made up of sovereign states, and the sovereign states had a perfectly legal right to withdraw their representation in the federal union and resume their sovereignty. I mean, I have no problem with that even today.
They felt they were fighting for freedom, their freedom to do and live the way they wanted to do and to live.
In Dixieland, where I was born, in early on one frosty morning, look away, Dixieland.
We believe one of the effects of the war between the states was, or should have been, to slow down the centralization of government. We believe the framers' model was a confederation of 13 states that are joined together in a federal union, and we feel it's becoming today one national government with 50 administrative subdivisions.
We went from being a form of government known as a republic to essentially an empire.
I'm wearing the T-shirt of Frederick Douglass because he was the catalyst for the Republican Party. He believed in the Constitution. He believed in the sanctity of life. He believed in personal responsibility. He believed in limited government, and those are my values.
I support the Constitution of the United States of America. I took an oath to defend it. But I also believe that Jefferson Davis and John C. Calhoun understood that Constitution better than did Abraham Lincoln and Daniel Webster.
Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, in Dixieland. I'll make my stand, live or die in Dixie.
We have to continue our efforts to perpetuate the truth. Right across the street is the Winter Building, and that's where President Davis sent the telegram to fire on to Fort Sumter after Mr. Lincoln fortified Fort Sumter with arms and supplies, which provoked the war.
The Confederate soldiers, the Confederate Army, I should say, was the last great army to defend our republic, defend the principles of the Constitution.
Away down south in Dixie.
Tell me a bit, Todd, what do you think would have happened if the South had not seceded?
Had not seceded. I don't know. I never thought about it that way.
I really can't answer that question.
Well, what provoked the war was the extreme levy of taxes and tariffs on the Southerners.
The South might have become something like a commonwealth, something similar to the status that Canada and Australia and other parts of the British Empire had, that they and the Union would work together in matters of foreign policy and national defense, but they would have great autonomy in their local affairs.
Two separate countries in the same continent, and
yes, it was something like Britain and Canada and Australia, countries like that.
Away